Hey guys, what's going on? Steven here. So today I'm going to do a review type overlook at the Flysky iT4 radio. I've had a chance to use this radio now for about 5-6 hours. Got quite a bit of driving time in with it. Had a chance to play around and mess with it. So first off, I'm going to go over the kind of the size comparison. On the top there we have the stock. That's an axial receiver. But it is the same one that comes with the other Flysky radios, the GT3B and the GT3C. So if you guys didn't know that the axial and also I know the Duratrax receivers, I'm not sure what other ones, but they will bind straight up to the Flysky radios. Not this radio though. I will go into that. Here's kind of a size comparison to them. Okay, so I'll get this out of the way. And I have two sensors here, okay? This one right here is the temperature sensor, and this is the voltage sensor, okay? So they actually have an in and an out on them, okay? So this is the voltage, so you would plug this in. You can plug it into your battery wherever you'd like. It also does have a little red LED here to show that it is on. Now, your end sensor, okay, you see here it has in and out. So it needs to go out and then into the next sensor and then out and into the receiver there, okay? You can see there how it's plugged in on the in port. So that's a size comparison and how you hook up those sensors there, okay? So now, on to the radio here. I'll go ahead and power this thing on. If you guys watched the last video, you can see that it does make sound. So I'll go ahead and power this thing on here. Okay, and when you power it on, it does bring you up to the screen and up to there where you can see the telemetry. Down here you can see your how your servos are working, your throttle, and whatever else you have those hooked up to. It does have a stylus up here. The stylus is pretty small and thin. I find it just as easy to use your finger with it. So bringing up to the first page here, you got your Servo Reversing. I'll go ahead and show you that there. You can just click these over like that. On my SCX10, they are both reversed, and on my Ridgecrest, they are actually opposite. They're on normal. Then you got your endpoints here. That'll go ahead and I have channel 1 110%. That way it gives me a lot of steering. So if you were to change that endpoint there, say to 80%, you wouldn't have as much steering. And you can see how the left side there is highlighted. If you actually turn the wheel there, it'll highlight the other side. When you click on it, that's the right side, okay? So now when you turn the wheel the other way and click on it, that's the left side, okay? That's how you get into that, okay? So that's your endpoints. You got sub-trim, you got steering exponential. You can actually see that move there. You can change that. You see how the line changes straight there. You can fiddle with all those settings. You can change this however you want. Then you got your steering speed. That'll I have mine at 100%. If you turned it down, say somewhere down here to 80% or something like that, that'll actually slow down your steering. I like a fast response, so I keep mine at 100. Steering mix. This is for four-wheel steering, so if you click reverse phase, you can kind of do like a crab walk here. Front side, that's just, your front steering there. Okay. Then you got your throttle neutral, throttle exponential, same thing like the steering, throttle curve. You got your ABS, that's more for nitro. Throttle speed, you got your throttle middle. And I'll go ahead and go over to the second page here. You got your throttle idle up. That's for nitro guys. Start up your nitro. You can go ahead. You can set that up there so where your throttle will actually idle up to warm up your car. engine cut, boat mode, brake mixing, mixes, display servos. This just shows you your servos here. As you can see, channel 1, channel 2, okay. Then you got your channel 3 and channel 4, whatever you have those hooked up to. Then you have a race timer, you have a key functions, models, RX setup, and system. Now, key functions here, I'll go ahead and go into that. As you can see on the front of the radio, it has quite a bit of buttons, okay? You actually have 4 buttons around the wheel. You have 2 buttons up here. You have a button here. You have a button here, and then of course you have your power button there, okay? So this is pretty cool here. You can actually set these up to anything you would like, okay? So for instance, TR5, and they are labeled. I don't know if you can see that inside there, but this one here, they're all labeled. This one here, I actually have this running my winch. So I clicked on TR5, and you can see I have my winch plugged into channel 3, okay? So what's kind of cool about this is it makes some sound. So that would bring my winch all the way in. Now you hear it, it's stopped there. That would stop my winch. That there would let my winch out. It's kind of cool. I mean, you can, the winch goes in, you know, slow or fast. So I'll go ahead and put the winch back in stop mode there. So you can go ahead like the SW2, which is this front button here. Say I want to go ahead and click that and change it to something, okay? There is a lot of different things you can change in here, okay? So, say I wanted to have that button for, say if I had a nitro car, I could click Throttle Idle Up. I would assign that to that button, hit that button, and then that would allow my throttle to idle up to warm up my nitro. You know, there's a lot of different settings to set whatever you want, and you can do that with any of these, okay? So the buttons up here on top around the wheel, my TR1, I have set to my steering trim. TR2, I have set to my throttle trim, okay? So that's just kind of a look at that. You can change those buttons to work with whatever you want, okay? Models, name SCX10. You can go in here, you got a keyboard, you can change the name. You can select your model. I'm only running this on 2 of my cars, my SCX10 and my Ridgecrest. Okay. RX setup. You go in here, you click this, it'll tell you, are you sure you want to enter bind receiver mode? Yes, and it'll bind with a receiver. Monitor, failsafe, display sensors. This is just showing me what, I don't have the car on right now, so it's only showing me that. Then we got choose sensor. This is actually so where you can display the sensors inside what you see on the front on the main screen. And I will go ahead and I will go into a video right now, a little clip that I did showing how the sensors work and how this servo works. So I'll go ahead and play that now. Hey guys, so I'm out here with my SCX10 and the Flysky iT4, and I'm gonna kind of show you the. First, I'll show you the servo here. You can kind of hear a little bit of buzzing in there. It's like the same sound my Hi-Tech makes, and I do only have the servo hooked on to, I just have a cheap BEC in there, and it only does 6 volts. So, you know, I mean, for this thing, it's got great power for it. It's not the fastest in the world. I think if I had it hooked up to 7.4 volts, it would be a lot quicker. But for this, it's working perfectly fine. I've been out here playing with it for about 30 minutes now. but I've played with it total for about 2 hours, and I haven't had any issues with it. And I'll kind of show you the telemetry on the radio here. Let me see. Let's see. I'll have to move it over here into some shade. There we go. So as you can see, the top there, temperature is the temperature of my motor. The EXT voltage is the voltage of my battery. The INT voltage is the voltage of the receiver. And the TX voltage is the voltage of the battery pack inside the radio itself. And I guess I'll go ahead and, since I'm out here, I'll go ahead and kind of show you. I mean, the servo has great steering. If I turn too hard, it'll actually flip over the truck. So, you know, there's just kind of a quick, quick little go around with it. So, I'll go ahead and get back to the video here and explain some more of the features. Okay, so that's kind of, as you can see, the response time on this thing is actually really, really good. I'm actually really impressed with the response time on the steering and on the throttle. I know I did change a servo in this, so it is a different servo, but on the Ridgecrest I didn't change anything, and it took me a minute to get used to this because it does have a lot better response. So, and then that was a RX setup, and then you can go into the system here, and you can change your backlight, how bright the screen is, sound, calibrate the screen. Units, you can change between miles per hour, Celsius, all that good stuff. Your language, firmware update. So, that's just kind of a look at the menu there. So, it is a nice radio. I really do, I do like it. For what I paid for it, it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. Now, a few questions, and I'll give some answers. Would I pay more than $150 for this radio? Probably not. Yeah, I probably would not pay $150. I'll go ahead and go into the cons of this thing while I'm in it right now. Reason being is, yes, it does have a lot of cool features. Would this compare to like a 4PL or MT4? No, it wouldn't. Those are a lot higher end radios. But for what you get in this radio and for what you can pay for the receivers and to have telemetry is very cheap. You can get receivers, they're like $12. So, that's nice. Another con about this thing is it does have a lot of these switches, but where Flysky messed up is they did not put any 3-position switches in here. So when I use my winch, I actually have to use it as a trim. Or if you wanted to use a dig, you would have to use it as like a trim. Not a big deal to some people, but other people, it's kind of a deal breaker. Another deal breaker is, and I'm sure this is going to steer a lot of people away, and I did not even know this until I just found out. When binding this radio, I did get 2 receivers. I got one for the SCX-10 and one for the Ridgecrest. It will not hold more than 1 receiver right now. There is a software update for this thing. I cannot find it. I don't know if it's been released yet, but it will allow to... It does have a 30 model memory, but I bind to the SCX-10, it'll work fine. I bind to my Ridgecrest, it unbinds from the SCX-10. So I have to rebind to my cars each time I want to drive them. Not a huge deal for me. I only have 2 cars. It's not a huge deal. I'm just going to hook up like a little switch or something until I can get that update. When that update comes out also, it'll also allow you to use the older Flysky receivers with this thing, okay? So, that's kind of the bad things about this. There's no 3-position switch and the binding issue. For right now, okay, until there is a firmware update, And I know there is one coming out, or it's out there. I just can't seem to find it yet. Now, the pros about this, it does have a lot of cool features. It does have the nice touchscreen. It's got a rechargeable LiPo battery. It's nice, this wheel swivels. Not all of us drive straight. I actually do have mine about halfway out. I do drive like that. It is actually really comfortable. The response time is great. The wheel is smooth. The throttle is smooth. It's got a lot of buttons, so you can program a lot of different things. Now, if I leave the radio sitting here, it does have warnings. So if I leave the radio sitting here for 5 minutes, the radio is going to start beeping at me, telling me that it's left on. After another 5 minutes, it'll actually shut itself down after not touching it. I mean, it's not just going to shut off on you while you're playing with your RC. When it's not in use, okay? So that's kind of a cool feature. Another cool feature is I did range test it today, and it goes very, very far. A lot farther than I would ever drive any of my cars. And I did get really, really far, and it actually started beeping at me, telling me that it was getting a weak signal. That is actually really, really cool. So, you know, that's kind of just a few of the pros and cons about the radio. It is a nice radio. If you're on a budget, I would definitely get it. Would I pay $150 like I said for it? Probably not. Like I said, what I paid for it, I'm happy for what I paid. I'm not going to say what I paid for it just because prices do change, and you know, I really don't want to give out any prices. I will say, you know, I paid $12 for an extra receiver. So that's kind of that. Also, guys, if you guys aren't, that's the power off sound that it makes. If you guys aren't on the RC Militia page, I encourage you to go over there and do that. And since it is the new year, and we have reached so many people on the RC Militia, and I've also reached over 500 subscribers, I want to kind of show my appreciation. And I was talking to Jeremy, and I posted up a thread on the RC Militia site saying that I was going to give out some free scale accessories. I'm gonna kind of play like a little game with it, kind of try to have a little fun. You know, got to keep it fun. So I'm gonna ask a few questions, and one of the questions I'm actually gonna put in this video, because if you guys have made it to this video, we're running on about 15, 16 minutes almost here now. I'm gonna ask a question. I appreciate you guys watching this whole video. I'm sorry I keep yapping. The question I'm gonna ask is, what sticker do I have on the front of my STX10? And the answer is the Poison Spider sticker. So, if you guys would like to win some scale stuff, head on over to the RC Militia page. I always have links down in my descriptions, and you'll have a chance to win some scale items too. Also meet some awesome people over there. I will be doing the giveaway here in a few days. So, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button. Please hit that like button. I really, really appreciate it. Any questions, comments, anything like that, please feel free to leave them down below. With that said, guys, appreciate you watching. Have fun, and remember, take care. Hey guys, what's going on? Steven here. So today I'm going to do a review type overlook of the Flysky iT4 radio. I've had a chance to use it. Yeah, the fucking camera wasn't clicked onto the goddamn thing right.